So this video ain't gonna be very long, but I do have something that I want to speak on, which is the people out there on the internet using modifications and modifying games to get an edge to set a fucking world record. That shit pisses me the fuck off. And you wanna know why? Because it makes those of us like myself who have actually, set world records and have actually worked our ass off for this whole thing. It makes us look like shit. Because that shit is sacred to motherfuckers like me. Especially when you've worked your fucking ass off and practiced and perfected your technique day and night, working your ass off to the bone. And this isn't just, going on in the racing genre, the, action RPG genre, and, speedrunners and shit like that. No, this is in literally every genre, but it's more prevalent and more noticeable in the racing genre. Y'all motherfuckers out here modifying games like Need for Speed Underground 1, Underground 2, Pro Street, Most Wanted. All these amazing fucking racing games. Y'all are sitting here, don't get me wrong, I'm all for modifying games. Alright? I'm all for it. I'm, always up for modifying games to have a good time. Such as Assetto Corsa, CarX Drift Online. All those games that you can do that. Games like BeamNG Drive, that's fine. If you're modifying a game to have a certain mode, like with Assetto Corsa and the drift mods and this and that and the other, that's fine. That's completely okay. But dude, leave world record holders and leave speedrunning the fuck alone. Because half y'all motherfuckers are out here going, oh, look at me guys, I set a world record because I modified a game. No, you didn't. You didn't work your ass off for that shit. You sat there and you modified a game to give your car an extra edge, an extra boost. What, you don't think that motherfuckers like me don't fucking notice that shit? Oh, we do. We notice it. Because back when I was a motherfucking kid, if you were good, people fucking knew you were good. When I was a kid, you couldn't sit here behind a fucking screen and go, oh, look at me, I set a world record because I modified a game. No, that's not how that works. If you're good, you have to show up and show out. Which I have done multiple times. Don't believe me? Ask Devin Marlowe. A former friend and a former racing partner. This motherfucker has watched me fucking do this shit firsthand. Yo, Sofa King, do you have Discord? Because right now my Facebook is disabled, so I'm not really able to do anything. So if you have a Discord, brother, hit me the fuck up, man. Matter of fact, I'll make you a moderator right quick. Matter of fact, I'll make you managing head mod, bro, because you're a good ass fucking dude, man. Shout out to you, my guy. But for real though, man, I have worked my ass off for every world record that I have fucking set. The same with guys like Sofa King. Sofa King here, I'm sure you set world records or know somebody, whether it's personal or otherwise, within that community of gaming who has set world records. But for y'all motherfucking new kids out here saying oh, look at me, I set a world record because I modified the game. No, the fuck you didn't. That's a false record. Motherfuckers like me, we worked our asses off for that shit. That shit is sacred to us, man. Now, the whole speedrunning thing, I'm still, learning my way around that. But for straight up fucking world records, Half y'all motherfuckers be out here modifying these racing games and shit, trying to get an edge. That's not how you fucking set a world record. If you're gonna set a fucking world record, either do it right or don't fucking do it at all. Stop sitting here modifying games, claiming that you got a fucking record when you don't. I set the world record for the docks. For the docks drift track. For the dockyard. On Assoluto Racing back in 2016. And I held that shit for 2.5 years. Top of the leaderboard for 2.5 years. Grid 2019. The main course that I ran, that y'all watched me run back in the day, yeah, I held that record for over 3.5 months. I actually fucking worked my ass off for that shit. You wanna know what I did? I studied those that had actually set the record. I sat there, I watched, I studied, and I practiced. And I worked my ass off to the fucking bone, day and night. That's how you're supposed to set a record. That's how you get good. All y'all new age modders out here, all y'all can go the fuck to hell. There are motherfuckers like me that have actually done this shit for fucking real. Why do you think I got invited to compete in the Forza Horizon World Cup back at the beginning of the year? Because then, I don't know. Did y'all hear that? I don't know. Yeah.
Lower your goddamn voice, you just woke me up.
Sorry.
Lower it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Sorry about that, y'all. But point being though, man, that's why I got invited to that. Was because they know my history. They seen what I was capable of. And y'all motherfuckers out here doing this shit, it's fucking bullshit. It's fucking dumb, dude. And I'm not trying to get loud, but you gotta understand, man. That shit is sacred to motherfuckers like myself who grew up in those days. There's a reason why we hold that shit seriously. Flat out. Like I said, I'm not trying to be loud. I'm not trying to be, obnoxious. But dude, you gotta understand, man. That shit pisses people like myself and others who have actually worked their asses off for a fucking record. That pisses us off. When y'all come in and y'all do this and say that, oh, I modded a game and I got an edge. Dude, no one gives a fuck if you modded a game to get an edge. At the end of the day, if you have to modify a fucking game, like if you have to fucking modify a goddamn game to get an edge, then you ain't a true record holder. Like flat out. There are those of us, like myself, who have worked our asses off day and night for that shit. there are those of us like myself who have actually worked our asses off for that shit. And we take that shit very serious. So when y'all are out here doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, that makes those of us that have actually worked our asses off look like fucking trash. And I'll be damned if I look like shit. Because like I said, man, I grew up around the car community. I grew up around the car culture and the racing scene my entire life. As well as the music scene, but that's something entirely different. But, you know, back in my day, if you held a world record, motherfuckers respected you. You actually had to work your ass off for that respect. Like I said, there's a reason why I got invited to compete in the Forza Horizon 5 World Cup. For the first ever Horizon World Cup. Because people saw how good I was. It was myself and 50 other drivers who represented the U.S. And guess what? Myself and my team, we took the U.S. from 29th place all the way up to 10th. And then from 10th, we moved our way up to 5th and then 4th. And then we hit 3rd on the final fucking run. We were 3rd in the fucking world. Why? Because we're that fucking good. And for those that did represent the U.S. along with myself, shout out to y'all motherfuckers, man. Y'all fucking killed it. There's a reason why people like me are as good as we are. Because we actually fucking practice. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best in the world. I'm sure there's motherfuckers out there that can blow the doors off my ass. But when it comes to world records, when I set a world record, that shit means something, dude. Like, that fucking means something to people like myself. To other people out there who have set world records. So all y'all going around saying, oh, I set a world record because I modified a game. Alright, cool. You modified a game. Have fun, have fun with it. Do whatever. But don't fucking touch the world record area. You can do everything but touch that. Because when you go about doing that, and you touch that area, you're tarnishing the reputation of everybody who has actually worked for that shit. You're not sitting here doing something new. No, you're fucking tarnishing something that is sacred to a lot of motherfuckers. You're ruining something good. And when you do that, that pisses off a whole generation of motherfucking people, man. You want to piss off a whole generation of people? That's a good way to do it real quick. That's a real good way to piss off a lot of fucking people, man. I ain't even joking neither. Like, dude, you... Like, for real, like, you can ask Sofa King, man. Sofa King here will tell you the same thing, man. Like, when you do that shit, and you pretend to do something that you're not doing, you're pissing off a whole generation of people who have actually done shit. Who have actually worked their asses off for shit. People like myself, we take that shit serious. Even now, man. Even now, looking back, I'm still working on setting world records on certain games. Whether it's a speed run, whether it's setting a world record on a certain track, on a certain racing game, or what have you. there's a reason why I'm respected among my peers who actually hang out with me and see what I do. There's a reason why I'm respected. It's because I don't pull punches. And when I practice hard. I practice until I get it right. So if you're gonna fucking set a world record, if you're gonna go out of your way and you're gonna do that shit, it don't matter what game it is, whether it's racing, whether it's, Call of Duty Zombies, or, whether it's, games like Resident Evil, or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Pro Skater 3, aggressive inline, it don't matter. If you're gonna set a record on any fucking game in the world, either fucking do it right, or don't do it at all. Because there are motherfuckers like myself out here that have actually done shit. And if y'all do want to watch the video of me setting that world record, go on to YouTube, type in Retro Gamer Palm Hill World Record, and you'll find it. It's literally me pointing the camera at the TV. Like, it's hard to miss. It's really hard to miss. And that shit that y'all do with that modding shit just to get an edge, that pisses real fucking people who have actually set real records. That pisses them and myself. That pisses all of us off. There's a reason why I get invited to all these events that, sometimes I'm able to do, sometimes I'm not able to do. It depends on the game. Right now, it kind of depends on what game. Like, when it comes to the racing genre, I can't really do as many events as I want to because of my setup. I don't have a proper setup anymore, which fucking sucks. But, there's a reason why I get invited to these events. And why many others like myself who have been doing this for over a decade get invited to these world record events, these online events, and, these competitions. Because we're good. And we've proven it. We've showed our skill. And we've honed our craft and worked our asses off to the bone for that shit. And when y'all come in and y'all do what you do with modifying these games and doing this and doing that, it doesn't make you look cool. It doesn't make you cool at all. That's what that shows. Like I said, when it comes to the racing game genre, I'm one of those ones that will study every single track. Study every inch of every track, the entire road, the setup, the cars, and I will practice with that shit until I get it right. That's how you set a fucking record. You fucking practice, you do your job, you fucking practice. You work your ass off. You don't sit there and go, oh, I'm going to modify a game and put this modification on this car so I can beat this record. That's not how that works. You use what is provided to you in the original game, in the vanilla base form of the game. Alright? You take that and you use it. Practice with it. Learn it. Develop your technique. develop the technique and the proper skills to be able to set that record for whatever game it is. Whether it's, Shaun White skateboarding, Shaun White snowboarding, that's it, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, Pro Skater 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever game it is. Like for me, I set the world record for aggressive inline a few years ago on a live stream, and everybody's seen it. I set the world fucking record high score for that shit. For a 1 minute session. The same thing you do with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. It's that same style. I set the world record with over 3 million in points. And I still hold the record for that shit to this day. Still. Nobody has fucking topped me yet. I'm still the record holder of that shit. And I'm proud to say that. So point being, man, if you're going to set a world record, if you're going to sit there and you're going to do that shit, do it right and do it correctly. Or don't do it at all. Because there are those of us who have worked our asses off for that shit. And when you do that shit like y'all do, modifying these games to get an extra edge, one, you're making us that have worked our ass off for it look like shit. But two, you're also robbing yourself of studying, practicing. You're robbing yourself of a technique and a skill that you could learn, that you could obtain. It's called practice for a reason. There's a reason why the old saying, practice makes perfect, still stands strong to this day. In pretty much everything in the world. But yo, to Self-King, let me get you my Discord real quick, brother. That way you can add me up. That way we can talk. Give me just a sec, big dog. I got you. Alright, let's just see where.
Alright, guys, I'm going to cut you a deal.
Yeah, I know. We're going to stretch it out here. Alright. Alright, to Self-King. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. I've never chatted on here before, so I'm kind of new to this. Create highlight. I've never actually chatted on here before, so I'm kind of. Oh. Catch y'all later on, man, because your boy's got some shit to practice on. And I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace. But first, let me get rid of this guy. Well, with that being said, y'all, I'll catch y'all later. Self-King, hit me up, brother, on Discord. And I'll catch the rest of y'all later on, baby. You boys got some world records to fucking practice at, man. Peace. Hashtag fuck new age record setting modders.